I'm a dad. I have 4 kids. And one of the things that I love to do from time to time is to buy them a small gift for no other reason than that I love them. Because I want them to know that my love for them doesn't depend on results or behavior or anything else. I just love them because I love them. Believing in love like this can be really hard for some of us because that has not been our experience of love in life. And this is especially true when it comes to the way that we think about God. We think that for Him to love us, we have to meet certain requirements and jump through various hoops. In fact, some religious people may even have given us this impression. But the good news that Jesus brought to earth is that God loves you without hesitation or reservation. His love for you is not linked to your performance in life or your church attendance. He loves you regardless of what you've done or what has been done to you. He loves you as you are, and He loves you fully aware of all the skeletons that there are in your closet. He loves you, He loves you, He loves you. The Bible puts it this way. It says, "Even though the mountains be shaken and the hills be removed, yet my unfailing love for you will not be shaken." We're living in times of shaking. The things that we thought were solid are suddenly looking really fragile. But in all that's going on around us, God's love for you is guaranteed. And here's why this is so important. Jesus told a story about a boy who ran away from home. And at first, it all went well. He did his own thing, he lived it up, and he loved it. But then a time of shaking began, and the boy lost everything. Was this his father's fault? No. He'd become the victim of his own choices. In his fear about the future, the boy remembered how loving his father was, and so he decided to go home and to ask to be forgiven for running away and for messing up so spectacularly. In Jesus' story, this boy's dad was not angry. He had not disowned his son. Instead, he'd been keeping up a daily vigil, hoping and praying to be reconciled with his son. When he saw his boy stumbling up the road towards the house, he ran to welcome him back into the family. And Jesus says that is what God is like. It's at times of shaking that people review their lives. And this may be what you've been doing at this time. Maybe you fear for your own health or for the health of loved ones. Maybe you've lost loved ones. Maybe your livelihood is at risk and you're anxious about what the future holds. Maybe you're struggling to cope emotionally with things. My prayer is that in hearing what I've said, you'll be reminded, or maybe you'll hear for the very first time, that God loves you. And that there's a place that you can run to and a family that you'll be welcome in. God's family. You're not alone. God hasn't written you off. In fact, He's praying and hoping that you might be reconciled to Him because He wants to provide and care for you. In the Bible, God says, "I've never quit loving you and never will." Expect love, love, and more love. Let me end with a prayer. Father, thank you for this love that is unfailing. And I pray that if there's anyone watching this who's become distant or estranged from you, that in hearing about your love, they would dare to believe that it's true, and they would turn and come home. And I ask, Father, that in this moment, you would touch their heart with your love. If what I have just shared is news to you, and you'd like to talk more about it, or if you want to respond to God's love and be reconciled with Him, I want to invite you to join me online to continue this conversation and to find out how you can take your relationship with God further. Also, if there's anything specific that we as a church can be praying that God will do for you at this time, please reach out and let us know. Because at Salisbury Vineyard, we believe that God answers prayers, and we'd be honored to pray for your needs. So to do either of those things, you can go to www.salisburyvineyard.co.uk/connecting. And there you'll find a really simple request form that you can fill in, and we'll be in touch. Thanks for watching, and I wish you every blessing.